Hey everybody, welcome back to Honeycomb. My name is Kayo and today we're going to be talking about coffee storage. Now, if you have watched some of our other videos and you are enjoying the content, please do subscribe and ask your friends to subscribe as well. Click the thumbs up button, that helps us a lot. And if you have any questions or if you just like the video, leave an emoji in the comment section or ask any questions. We try as much as possible to reply within the day. And don't forget to follow along on Instagram. My Instagram is at Kayo Cosio, that's my name. Follow also at Daily Drink Mag and at Honeycomb Manila, which is this our collaborative studios in Double Dragon Plaza. With that out of the way, let's talk about what I have here today. These are devices for coffee storage. Now, when you're storing coffee, usually you get your coffee from a roaster in a bag like this one, and usually this is okay for storing for the short term. There's a little check valve to remove the air, and this comes from your roaster sealed up. So you can see here, the top is sealed and I can't open that up. And that prevents any oxygen from getting into the package and oxidizing the coffee and starting the degradation process of it starting to get stale. So as long as it's in this package, it's pretty much fine. But it maybe happens weekly or twice a week where I'll notice that the bag was just a little bit open and that allowed the coffee to oxidize. And that's kind of a waste because this stuff is not cheap. And I'm sure a lot of you spend good money on good coffee and you want to be able to take care of it and preserve it. So enter in the medium to long term storage containers. Disclosure. So these were actually sent over by the brand Airscape and we did not buy them. And these are review units which we will send back to them when we are done with our review. The brand does not have any editorial control over what we will say. They do not have any editorial review. We will give our opinions outright and let you know our thoughts. Hopefully there is no bias. I'd like to believe that we have no bias, but it is important for you to know that that's our system so that you can make a decision for yourself. All right, so they sent over both of these. They were only going to send over this one for good reason, but I specifically asked for this because it would help better explain. Now, when you are storing coffee, the rule of thumb generally holds for storing all food. You want to store it in a cool and dry place away from sunlight. And with coffee in particular, you actually want to store it away from any light. So with a bag like this, sometimes you see the bags and there's like a little window of cellophane, acetate plastic, and you can see the coffee beans on the inside. That's generally a sign of bad packaging, that the coffee is badly stored, but also a sign that maybe your roaster is not really taking into consideration that kind of thing, and maybe the coffee is not that good. Good coffee packaging is like this, where it's completely closed. But as I mentioned, it's also prone to some human error where you forget to zip it up. So enter in a product like Airscape, and most containers will actually look something. Oh, that's so fulfilling. Will look something just like this. All right, so I'm gonna cut open this coffee. This is an El Capitan roasted Ethiopia Sidamo OCR. All right, it was roasted a bit over a week ago, so this is actually perfect time to open up the bag and have this coffee. And I'll open up the bag. All right, so this is I believe 250 grams of coffee, and I'm gonna pour it inside to this Airscape. All right, perfect. And so now you can see that all the coffee's inside. And most times when you would store a coffee like this, you just close the lid. And this creates a problem because there's all of this oxygen, all of this air that's in between the top of the lid, even if this was airtight, where the coffee is being exposed to all of this oxygen and continually degrading. And that's going to make for stale coffee. Enter in this kind of medium lid that sits in the middle of the device and allows you to shut down all of that extra air inside of the coffee. So you can see here in the top camera, it says push down to close. This little handle moves around. It says Airscape and Planetary Design, which is a company that designed it. And then on the other side, you see this little vent. Now this vent has like a metal screen inside. And when this handle goes down, when it's up, you can see there's another hole here, and that allows for air to move in and out as you're pushing it down through the cylinder. And then when you close it, boop, it closes off that hole and air can't pass through anymore, or in theory, air can't pass through anymore. So let's try it. When you put it down into the device, into the cylinder, you can hear all the air move through, and you push it all the way down and it creates this nice seal all the way around. Now right now, air can still pass through that little hole that we've left open until you close the handle, and that seals it up. You close the top lid, that gives a second layer, and all of the air that was in the top can't make it into the coffee anymore. And that's how Airscape works. As I was saying earlier, one of the main problems of a container like this is that it's still exposed to light. Now Airscape does say that while you can use this particular model for coffee, you can also use it for other things like oatmeal, what else? Cereal. You don't want to get stale. You can do this as well. And for coffee, they have a range of other products like this one. So this is I believe this is called like the matte chalk edition. And the idea is that there's a black version or colored versions where you could write in chalk. I guess if you had colored chalk, you could write on this thing. And this one also is opaque and made of stainless steel. Man, there really is a nice... I hope you can hear that. It's very fulfilling. It's very nice to see. Now this is made out of 18/8 stainless steel. I don't know if you can read that. Can you see it? There you go. 18/8 stainless steel, patented technology, a product of Planetary Design. Not microwave safe, and you know, it's made of stainless steel. That's cool for a few reasons. One, that rubber bottom is going to keep it nice and stable on the table. Unlike the glass one, which doesn't have the rubber bottom. But also that stainless steel body made of 18/8 stainless steel is actually surgical grade, if I remember correctly. My mom actually taught me to read the back of silverware and all of these, you know, cookery devices to know if your steel was any good. And she'd always say 18/8 is the starting point. Like, you want to start with 18/8, and surgical stainless steel means that this is not gonna add any flavor to your coffee. So in the case of the glass, this is borosilicate glass, and then you have stainless steel. So they've really thought about how to keep it from retaining flavors between uses. All right, so I think that's 200 grams. Let's find out. 200 grams. All right, so that's 200 grams of coffee. It's about halfway full. So this would probably hold about, 400 grams of coffee, maybe 500. I would say 400 is safe because you got to get the lid on, or maybe 350 grams of coffee in one of these containers. Now, Airscape does make containers that go all the way up to 1 kilo, and I think that that's a really good use case for cafes. And you could seal it up, and that's it. Your coffee is safe. And then every day, again, you would open it up to get your coffee out, and scoop out your coffee, measure it out, and put it back in the container, seal it up, and it's good. All right, so it's a very interesting device. I think that it solves a lot of problems for me, because this is something that I often make mistakes with. I cannot underscore how something so rudimentary as sealing this all the way through can go wrong so often. And you know, a one-time investment of a product like this is not a bad idea. So who's this for? Well, I would say that for the regular home use, this is really good. Like, you could make, you could get 2 or 3 of these, stack them up, and keep the different coffees that you bought you know, in good condition in a system like this. It also looks pretty nice, and they have a bunch of colors that you can go with, and then you can label it by writing with chalk, or I guess a chalk marker on the outside of the device, and just wash it. I like that it's 18/8 steel. I like that they call it out and they make sure that you know that it is high quality and you can have high quality expectations of the product. Now they do have a bigger version, the 1 kilo, for I guess for cafe use, or if you have a very busy home that's not so realistic. Maybe pantry use as well, where you can put a whole kilo of coffee into a device like this, and it's actually not that expensive if you're running a cafe or you're running a business. I would say that that's a good use for this. You would empty your hopper, let's say at the end of the day, and your coffee would be stored really well for the next service the next day. In general, I like them. Here with the borosilicate glass, it takes on fingerprints really easily. I was not a fan of that, but if that was full of nuts or seeds or something, it would look really nice in your kitchen. Another thing is that when we got them, to the best of our knowledge, they were brand new, but there were some minor scratches on the lids of both of them. Now, I don't know if every Airscape is like that, if that's how they're imported, or if that's something that, you know, that's why they're sending this one out as a press unit or a review unit. I would say that if I got this in from a brand, I might send them back for that reason, because I would want a pristine device, a pristine product, the thing that I paid for me to break. Because this stuff obviously is gonna happen. If it happened here, it's gonna happen at some point in your own kitchen, in your own cafe or pantry, your own little coffee corner. And yeah, that's something you should know. Other than that, I super like this system. I like the shape. Honestly, we're gonna be buying some of these for our own pantry. The kilo one, for sure, we're gonna get at least one of those, just so that we can use it for that usage. But we also do go through a lot and test a lot of coffees on an ongoing basis. So this little 200 gram, 200 to 400 gram size, I think is pretty perfect for our uses here. All right, so do you have this product? What do you think of it? Please do leave a comment down below, especially if you're enjoying our content. Just leave an emoji of how this idea makes you feel. And follow along on Instagram. I'm at Kayo Cosio on Instagram. Follow at Daily Drink Mag on Instagram. And follow at Honeycomb Manila, our studio here in Double Dragon Plaza. Hit the subscribe button. That helps us a lot. And watch another one of our videos. We have stuff about coffee. We have stuff about culture and sneakers and a lot of stuff. So enjoy. I wish you guys good luck. I wish you guys good health. I wish you guys great coffee. Peace.